We have one 5 minutes recap session. So
Okay.
what we have learned in previous classes.
Yes.
So in previous classes we have learned one line of coding and what is data type and what is a variable. And in next class again variable declaration, how to use a variable initialization and business logic, and print how to print the data in with system.debug.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
in that, any doubts as of now? No doubts, right?
No, bro.
Okay. So we have not only printing of the that particular code, we have learned about looping. I'm sorry, controlling of the coding as well. So we have done with if condition and else if conditions as well. So here we have done a few mock tests as well. I mean live evolution test, and we have done with different scenarios like if it is less than 40% fail has to come, and if it is between 11 to 74, grade B, grade A, etc., etc., we have done it. So in that, any doubts as of now?
No, bro.
Okay. So to print this data, what are the syntax we need to have? Just
System
see
card
this.
debug.
Just see this. Write a code to give grade for a student if marks less than 40 equal to fail, if 48 to 74 grade B, if 74 plus CA equal to grade A. So can you please guide me once again? We'll just have recap.
Yeah, sure, bro.
So first thing we have done with variable declaration,
Yes.
and again
Initialization.
variable installation we have done, and now here
Condition.
we have done with if condition.
Yes.
So if where marks less than or equal to 40, and we have done with coding, and again if else if we have done, that
Yes.
means first condition will go to if condition here. If it is not satisfied, again it comes to this condition, because we gave else if. Again if it is not satisfied, it comes to this line, then it comes to this line.
Yes.
Okay. So as of now, we have done all these things. Now there is another method called as controlling a loop controlling statement. Loop controlling statement in the sense, now we know how to print this data, right? Let me show you in Salesforce art. So developer console, debug. I'm just pasting this data. So here grade A is coming. So grade
Yes,
A
bro.
in the sense it has to be between 74 to 100. So marks we gave 90. So
Fine.
this condition is satisfied now. So that is the reason we are getting grade A. So now my doubt is, in case if I want to print one data, for example, uh,
Bro, record చేస్తున్నారా?
Yes, yes, Rajesh.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go with this one itself. Okay. In this, if I want to print data, okay, we'll go with another one. So this is the business logic if you want to print the data. Okay, so in this, I just want to print without doing any logic. Like, okay, so will it be work? Can we print this with this system.debug?
Yes, bro. It will print.
Yes, now it is coming. So whichever I gave within this bracket, it is coming. But my doubt is, I want to print this data for 1,000 times.
Okay.
Then do I need to do this for 1,000 times
No, bro.
like this? So this time we'll go with loop controlling statement. So
Okay.
now it will be, we can see how it will work. So loop controlling statement helps to run code multiple times. So we have done here one time, multiple time in the sense more than once. So here, when we want to execute something again and again, multiple times, then instead of writing the code multiple times, we need to put the code inside the loop controlling statement. And how many times the loop controlling statement will run, that many times code will get executed. That means now we'll go with one loop statement. So here it is. If it is one time, we'll do it system.debug. If it is five times, we can go with this. In case if you want to do it more than 10 times, then we have different types of loop conditions. They are while loop, and another one is a for loop, and third one is each for loop. Okay, now first time while loop, how it works is we can see. This is a syntax for while loop. So like how we were doing else if condition, same way here we'll go with while, and here we can make the condition same as it is, whichever we have, we are following the code level, sorry, style of coding, flower bracket. And here, in case if you want to do any business logic, we can do it. And system.debug, this is the printable text, and close bracket. Condition can be same like if condition. So here, what could be the condition?
Any
The
condition, bro. If
no, here our requirement is we want to print this line more than five times.
no.
So take in that way. So that is the condition. So if that is the condition, what could be the condition we are giving? We can see. See now, to print this line 10 times,
Hmm.
we can go with variable declaration here. Okay, so this is a key performer, and this is a variable declaration, and this is a variable initialization.
Yes.
So now coming to the condition, while this is a syntax, and in the bracket, where counter in the sense variable, where counter less than or equal to 10. Okay, our requirement is 10 times we need to print this data. So we gave less than 10 times condition, and we gave open bracket, and again system.debug, and we gave a printable value. Next we give the condition. Okay, so here we give where counter equal to where counter plus 1. That means whichever it is available here, it will add plus 1 time again. When it will be satisfied, in the sense when it is less than 10.
Yes, sir.
Got it, Rajesh? Can I repeat once again? So for while loop, syntax will be while, in the bracket we'll give the condition. Here, what is the condition? Actually, we want to print this for 10 times. So we gave condition as if it is less than 10. If where counter is less than 10, then it should be work for 10 times. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So now we can see either it will work or not. And we can drag this. See here. Here, this is, what is this one? Integer, in the sense data type. This is variable, and variable value we gave here. And now this is a condition for while loop. Just click on. It's coming.
Yes, sir.
3, 6, 4. 10 times it is coming. Here we should not give like this. Okay. So same way, if it is where counter, print statement same as above 10 times, but don't take where counter. So same way, can we take another one? They're saying where counter should not be 1. Okay, and again we want to make it 10 times. So this is a condition. How can we do that? Can you guide me?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Where counter equal to 2,
Where counter, okay. Next, where counter equal to 2.
2.
Okay.
So while
So condition.
where counter less than or equal to 11.
Okay.
System.debug. Gymnastics. Yeah.
So here I can change name. Okay. So now I can see that it will work or not. It's not coming.
Yeah.
Why? I gave greater than or
Greater.
equal to.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, greater.
And if you click on debug, yes, it's coming.
Hmm.
3, 6, and 10. So if we give greater than or equal to, what will be happen?
Initially only condition
There
will fail.
itself condition will get failed, and next step it won't go. But here, what is happening if it is less than 11, in the sense, first step itself it will go, condition will apply here, and again it will go to plus 1. Again, when it is not satisfied, if it is once it is less than or equal to 11, 11th time it will get stopped. That
Yes,
means
sir.
significance of this particular loop is somewhere it should be stopped, this condition. So
Yes, yes.
that's the reason we are going this. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. And so for while loop you have done it, and now coming to for loop. So this is the syntax of for loop. So here for while when we are checking while loop, we have what we have done. We have started a while and condition, then we have done with syntax. Sorry, system.debug. But coming to for loop, this is the syntax. For open bracket, and here we can give initialize a variable, next condition, next counter step. Counter step in the sense this is the counter step. I mean how many lines we need to print. That is counter step. And condition, this is the condition. And initialize variable, here it is. Only
Yes.
steps will be different in coming to for loop. Why we are going to for loop, we can discuss now. So difference between while loop and for loop. Okay. So coming to while loop, we have done with the same, and here for loop, here we can see the variable initialization we give, and next condition, next counter step we give. Okay, and now system.debug we give. Got it? But
Yes.
here our doubt is, while coming to while loop, first step variable declaration, and second step this one. Here in condition third step will come, and system.debug will be fourth step, and wait step will be fifth step. And while loop, every step will be having separate line. But coming to for loop, in single line we have done these three things. And here now tell me how the condition will work. Like this is the first one, this is the second one, this will be third one, this will be fourth one, this will be fifth one.
Yes.
Okay. So same way in for loop, can you please give me the sequence of condition?
Yeah.
Tell me the condition here. Sequence.
Yeah. So variable declaration we
This is
give.
the first
And
one.
yes.
Okay.
So initialization we gave.
Second one.
So next condition.
Okay.
So third one is counter. How many times we need to print that statement?
Is that third one or fourth one?
No, fourth one. Fourth one.
Yeah, fourth one will come. Yeah.
Yes. It is down is the third one.
Not getting you, Rajesh.
Debug is third one, bro.
Okay.
Wow.
System.debug
Compared
will
to
be third one. Okay.
third.
Okay. No, we are missing somewhere. So this is the first one. I'm
Yes.
okay with it. This is the second one,
Yeah.
initialization. I'm okay with it. And third one should be
Third one.
condition.
Yes. Yes.
So without condition, how can we print this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
Third one.
here, third one will be condition,
Condition.
and fourth one will be counter step.
Count.
Counter step, and fifth one will be printable
Print.
printable message. So here, if it is less than 10, if it is less than or 10, and if you want to print 10 times, so how can we work this condition? So here we can understand very easily. First one, first, second, third, fourth, fifth one. So while loop we can understand very easily because step by step we are giving.
Yes.
But coming to for loop, Can you please give me the significant sequence of the loop? For example, say now, first condition it will go declaration, and next installation, next condition, next counter step,
Counter
next
step.
printable
Printable.
matter. Okay. So first line will be print. Okay. Now for second line, how it will come again? Again, it will goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, bro.
Then
It will check. I mean,
so second time, what will be happen is, so once it is done of print, once it is done print, again condition will not go for variable declaration. Again, it
okay.
will not go for variable installation. Directly, it will go for condition. Next counter step, next print. Again, it will goes to condition. Next variables, sorry, counter step. Next print. So this is how for loop will work. So we can see this condition will work or not. See here, it's working. So to reduce the steps, we can go with for loop. And sometimes we may get interview questions. What is the difference between for loop and while loop? So here we can tell that conditions format will be different. So here we can go with a while and condition, then we can go with system.debug. But here we'll go with condition, sorry, variable installation, condition, and counter
Counter.
step in single line. In single line we'll go. That is a major difference between while loop and for loop. Okay, any doubts as of now, bro?
No, no, bro.
Okay, so now same thing. Take initial values of a value of counter 50. Okay. Now I want to do it in I love my country 20 times. Take this one as a reference.
Okay.
So now tell me what could be the condition for loop. Now this is where counter will be 50.
50.
Okay.
So less than or equal to 70.
Okay.
So same, bro. Remaining also.
Yes. It's coming. Okay. In case, in this, if I want to know which one is the 50th one, which one is the 51st one, which one is the 52nd one, what can we do? We have done it in previous class. So here, I don't want to change any condition, Rajesh. So
Okay.
here, I just want to show the printable message as I love my country 51st, I love my
Yes, yes.
country 52nd, like that.
Yeah. So before in that condition, we directly write that thing, bro.
Yeah, in system.debug itself,
We can,
we can write.
we
So
can.
how can we write?
Plus where counter, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Plus where counter. This one.
Yeah.
Now I have doubt. Will it come or not?
It will print, bro. 50. Initially, it will come 50. After that, 51, 52. like that it will. I will. I'm not sure.
See here,
Yeah.
50, 51, 52. That means 21 times it is coming.
Yes, bro.
So instead of 70, if we give 69, then we'll be getting 20.
Yes, bro.
Got it? So 52, 69, we will be having 20 lines.
45.
Okay. So these are for loop, we can do it. So only conditions will be changed between for loop and each loop. Sorry, while loop.
Fine.
Okay. And now there is another important loop controlling method, that is for each loop. So this is the most important in Salesforce. Compare with while loop and for loop, maximum we can use for each loop only. So
Okay.
if we know while loop and for loop, then we can understand this thing is very easy. So coming to for loop and while loop, we have conditions are differently. So we gave initialization and condition and wait step counter we gave. But here we can go with variable declaration, colon and collection. Then semicolon open for bracket, and we can write business logic, and we can close this with close bracket. So here you may get one doubt in this.
Collections.
Yes. So now we are going to learn about collection. What is collection and what are the types are there in collection? Why we can use the collection, etc., etc. So now 50% of our fundamentals has been completed. Now we are entering into new level of coding, advanced level of coding. So in that we can learn how to write Apex classes, triggers, batch classes, and SOQL queries. These two we can call it as query languages.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes we may get the interview question: what is what is the mean by SOQL? SOQL means Salesforce Object Query Language,
Yes.
and SOSL in the sense Salesforce Object Search Language.
Okay.
So this is the mid of the development we can learn. This is only for your information. I'm telling this. Then schedule classes, lightning programming, etc., we can learn. So once we have done with fundamentals, we'll learn with Apex. So now we are at ending of the fundamentals. To now we can learn what is collection. So what do you know about collection in your opinion?
Collection is nothing but, I mean, storing multiple data, bro. Storing
Okay,
multiple values
okay, storing multiple values. Okay, next.
in single, I mean,
Okay, collection is nothing but we can taking one type of data, bulk of data we are taking it. That's called collection. That means in coming to Salesforce, why we need collections in Salesforce is that we need to take same kind of data in different scenarios. For example, let me show it in different way. So here, what is the you can see customer name, bike model, price, showroom, and delivery location, right?
yes,
Okay. In customer name, Rajesh, bike model 1 PCC, price 1,25,000, showroom name, delivery
actually,
location, etc., we have. So while I am sending this data to somebody, okay,
yeah,
while I'm sending this data to somebody, instead of Rajesh, I'll keep it this one. Now, is this correct data?
No,
How can we find out that?
I mean, we know we know the some basics.
Yeah,
So
that means,
this
see,
other
we have seen heading like customer name. That means there it has to come textual
name.
format.
Yes,
Name has to come. And this we can see, this is a number format, and we can easily we can tell that that is a price or something model, right? So
yes,
by seeing this data itself, we can tell. But manually we can do this. But how system knows that? It doesn't know, right?
yes.
So that is in Salesforce, we have different kinds of collections. So
Okay.
while we are taking the collections, we have different types of collections. One is list and set map. So you may get interview questions like what is collection and how many types of collections we have. So types of collections in the sense list, set, map we have only these three we have. And coming to collection, you can give this kind of answer. When we want to save multiple data, when we want to save multiple data value of same type and also connected with each other with some common business significance. So common business significance in the sense this one. So we have this data, but instead of this data, if we send this data, so they won't be accepted, right?
Yes,
So while we are sending business significance, it should be in same data type. So that time we can go with collections. Then instead of creating multiple variables to store all those values, we need to create one variable of type collection. So that means, for example, now here I want to store this data. I want to store enter this data, okay, and enter this data in bike model, enter this data in bike price. So if I want to store like that, if I want to store like that, every time can I do like this? Every time customer name, bike model, price, showroom, delivery location, I'll give heading like this, and again I need to change this name.
yes, sir.
This is the correct way, or else directly I can create this variable, and in that I can store this data.
Yes.
Which format is the correct? This format is
Second one.
correct. This format is the correct. So
Second one.
both are correct, but it will take some time,
Yeah, more
right?
manual work.
Yes. So instead of that, we'll go with this one. So first thing, directly we'll create one variable. In that, while we are creating variable itself, we can decide which kind of data we require. For example, now see earlier what we were doing. Yeah, here. See integer and where counter. So in this we are showing that this is the data type and this is the variable, right? So
Yes,
here single line of value we are going to store, okay, but instead of that, if you want to save multiple data like this, that time we'll go with collection. Got it?
yes, sir.
So in simple matter, in simple manner, if you want to book one ticket, okay, flight ticket or any bus ticket or any train ticket, etc., etc. There are two people, yourself and your brother. You both decide to go to somewhere to travel somewhere. So that time, will you book different different cabs, different different buses, or different different flights?
Yes, bro.
No, I think let me make it in simple way. So here, Rajesh and Suresh, both are brothers. Okay, these two they have decided to travel somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, they want to go to US or UK, or they want to go to Paris somewhere. That time they want to book the flight ticket. Okay, flight time, don't take flight time. Okay, there is a one flight. Okay, so if you want to book the flight ticket, in same flight you will book different tickets, right?
Yes, bro.
That means persons will be there,
Yes.
persons will be same flight, in same flight, seat 1, seat 2, seat 3 will have. In this we'll book the tickets, right?
Yes, bro.
So this is one kind of collection. That means these are variable, and while we're coming to collections, we'll be having index number for each and every value. Index in the sense nothing but how seat number and how serial number will be having.
Yes.
So coming to collection, whenever we are saving the storing the data in variable, we'll be having index and then we'll be having value. So if you go with like this will be the index and this will be the value. And here coming to list, biggest drawback is every time we'll be having index number and value whenever we are storing it. Duplicates also it will be allowed.
Okay.
So example, you may having different names in organization. I mean, if you take any organization, we'll be having many employees, and they will be having on same name a few people. That means name employee name should be allows duplicates as well. So while we are entering the name, we don't have Vijay 1, Vijay 2, Vijay 3, right? They may have
Yes.
surname will be different.
Yes.
So name will be the same. So that time we'll go with list, okay, to store the data. So now we can see how list will work. It's having collection of ordered elements, means each and every element space is fixed, or we can tell where an element will be by using index number. That's what. So we can inform to the Salesforce that where we need to store this data with index number. So generally, if you give integer or variable, what will be happen? They'll store one value. Okay. So variable, while we are creating variable in cloud, we'll be having one box. We'll be creating one box. There we can create the value. Reserve, we can use it variable. Now coming to list, how it will work, we can see. So declare a list of integer and explain. So now they're asking list of integer. So integer in the sense, can we take it any names?
No, bro. Numbers.
Okay. So numbers, while we are taking numbers, okay, can we take a list of values for, sorry, salaries we can take it, or else
No.
names we can take it. So we'll go with the names first. So generally, how we can create a list means we'll go with a list. We'll start with list. Then Just give these brackets, and in these brackets we have to decide which kind of data type it is. So if we want to show the salaries, we'll go with integer. If we want to show the employees names, we can go with string. Okay, and
Yes.
now we want to show the employees names. Okay, where employees names. Okay, so now can you please tell me the difference between these two, or give me a minute? So in these two, can you please tell me the difference?
Both are declaration only, but
Yeah,
different.
exactly. Both are declaration only. So here integer is a data type,
Yes,
right?
bro.
And
Yes.
this will be the variable.
Very
Okay. And now coming to list, here entire this thing, list in the bracket we have string, right? Entire this thing we can call it as data type. Okay.
yes, bro.
And this thing, what we can call
Variable.
variable. Okay. So coming to this line, still this is for printable information, and this is for to bring the data to store somewhere, right? So that time what will be happen, this will be system defined data. So system defined data in the sense it's already stored in system, and there we are working, but this is user defined data. So user defined data in the sense, while we are informing to the Salesforce that we are storing this data with this employee name, we need to store somewhere, right?
Yes, bro.
So coming to list, what we can do is to store the data in cloud, we need to have memory. To get the memory, we have one keyword in collections, that is just give equal to, and next give one keyword as new. Once you give new keyword, then memory will be created in cloud to store this data. Okay. Now they're asking how much data you want to store. How much data we want to store? This much data. Whichever we are giving list string, that this data we need to store. So just copy and paste here, and next give open bracket close bracket and give colon. That's it. So this is how we can store the data in list. Any doubts as of now, Rajesh? Here?
No, bro. Okay.
Okay. So here, only difference between these two lines will be, this is system defined data. So this is user defined data. Whenever we are working on user defined data, we need to have memory to store this data. So to store the memory, we'll go with this keyword. Same thing will be applicable in set and map as well. So that is the reason I'm explaining all these things. Okay. And what is one minute here? Coming to list, it's having collection of ordered elements, means each and every element's space is fixed, or we can tell where an element will be by using index number. So just now as we said, index number in the sense this will be there. So whenever we are going for list collection, automatically first we'll be having list, first we'll be having index number, then we'll be having value. Okay. So and they're asking another questionnaire. This was future content, but only for our information. I'm explaining. what is written type of SOQL query. So just now we have seen here SOQL query we can write in the future. So that time, it is also one of the interview question. For SOQL query, obviously we'll go with the list value. List is the written type of any SOQL query. Hence, list is very widely used for processing SOQL results because it will allows duplicates with index number. So that's the reason we'll go with list. Same way, coming to map, whichever we have list for that quite opposite will be map. So now we can see how we can store the data in list. So tip for real time scenario, we more than 35% we use the list in our career. So now we
Okay.
can see, go here and here. So list in this bracket will have string or integer something. Okay. So entire this information will be called as data type. And now we are storing the variable and equal to what is the keyword to give the memory new. And once we give the new, it will ask how much data we require to save the story. I mean, how much memory we require the memory. So this much we need to have. So just copy and paste. And once it is done, this is the rule, give open bracket and close bracket, next give colon. So this is how we can do it. Done. So
Yes, bro.
in this, in case if I want to add value in this variable, so this will be the scenario. So where employee name dot add and give open bracket, and we can have rom. Just see whether it will come or not. So where employee name same, we gave add, sorry. So for text message we need to give colons here. Nothing is coming. Why?
We are not
We
printing.
haven't gave system.debug.
Yes.
So we can give like system.debug open bracket, and we can give colon like this, and we can go with employee name plus, and what we have to here give here employee name. Got it?
Yes, bro.
Now we can see it will work or not. See, it's coming. That means whichever we gave add value. So what we have done is we gave data type here list with string and variable name, and we gave information to Salesforce that we need to store this data with this keyword, new keyword, then it will create the memory in the cloud. This much of memory we are giving, and this is the formula actually. We need to give open bracket, close bracket, and give colon. Next, this is the data which we are going to store. So how we have decided here? So first we have created this one. Next we have seats. In that we give value, right?
Yes.
So like that, first we give these lines, and next we gave this value, and now we have stored. These are list format will work. And coming to collections, we have different types of information, like how to add the names, and how to set the names, how to remove the values, and how to give the ordered values. For example, now we have here only two values, right? Now we have only two. In case if we have 10, in out of 10 we want to get only three values. How to get only three values, etc., etc., we can discuss in coming classes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have more than 10 to 12 options in list and maps. So we can separate, we can work on separate values like list values, how to get names in list, how can we do it, and to get the information in maps, how to do it, etc., etc. We'll separate it and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Done. So
Sure.
once collection is completed, then we can start with apex classes. So here
No.
at least for maps it will take 1.5 hour, and set it will take 1.5 hour. So that means within 3 to 4 classes we'll complete these fundamentals, then we'll start with apex classes. So that means before you're joining the class, joining the organization itself, you know at least what is the apex class, what is the trigger, what is the batch classes, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll share this video content also, Raj.
Okay.
Then can we wind up for the day, Raj?
No, sure, bro.
Yeah, done.
బ్రో మనము ఈవినింగ్ పాసిబుల్ అవుతుందా బ్రో మీకు?
What, Raj?
ఈవినింగ్